We've got a big Enterprise National League game at the J Davidson Stadium this afternoon. It's finished Altrincham 2, Braintree Town 1. And Neil Gibson, the Altrincham manager, joins us. Neil, that was a little tighter than it should have been.
Yeah, you're right. I think good. In the way that we went about it in the first 45 minutes, I thought we were very good. I thought they changed their shape after 20 minutes or so and tried to match us up man for man. I felt that we knew how to play the system a little bit better than them and were able to exploit it probably a little bit better. I thought we were full value for our 1-0 lead at half-time. I thought we had a really good goal disallowed that I thought was fair. I thought it was a fair goal, sorry, should have been 2-0 up at half-time. Missed a couple of chances and your mind wanders back to Yeovil a couple of weeks ago where I felt we were the better team and we were kind of dominating the game, but didn't take our chances and ended up losing a game of football. So the second goal calmed us down a little bit in the second half. They make 3 changes, bring Akinde on, change the way that they were trying to attack, and it took us 5 or 10 minutes to get to grips with it. They scored in that period of time and it changed the whole dynamics of the game. So we had to show a different side of ourselves again for the last 20 minutes of the game, where it became far tighter than we'd have liked it to have been. But again, it was pleasing for us to see that we can get over the line in those moments, because there's been plenty of times in the last 12 months that when we concede again straight after it, and then we would have put ourselves under massive pressure there.
We've had the benefit of an early goal, a very, very well worked goal, and Declan Howe's opened his score sheet for Altrincham, and he does look a very, very good player. Yeah,
Dec's been fantastic since he's come into the building as a character in and around the group. He's really settled in nicely, settled in with the players. The players have took him under, welcomed him in, and on the pitch we can see lots of traits that he's really strong at. He is willing to stretch in behind and running behind. He's willing to come to feet and link the play. He's willing to go up and battle against his centre-back. And he's always looking, and his movement in the box is really, really strong to score goals. He has a real desire to score goals. He was frustrated that his second was chalked off. But I think he offers us a different type of dynamic to the other forwards that we've got at the football club at the moment. He's been a welcome addition, and he's a good foil for some of the other forward players that we've got in the team. So long may that continue, and the longer he's with us, hopefully the better we'll get, providing him more service that he wants, and also he gets used to the patterns that we're trying to play a little bit more. So I can only see it improving, but a really strong start from him.
In terms of the goal that was disallowed, has that been disallowed because the referee has judged that Altrincham was interfering with play?
Yeah, I mean, he gave the goal initially. The linesman's obviously raised his flag. I think there was some confusion around the reasoning for the goal being disallowed. I don't feel that Altrincham is interfering with play. I definitely don't feel he's in the line of sight of the goalkeeper. Yes, he's in an offside position. He hasn't taken the shot. Declan Howe has the ball. He's not interfered with the ball going into the net, so I felt it was a difficult one. I also feel that when the linesman's giving it from his side, he's looking at it from side on. He can see that he's more advanced than any of the defenders for Braintree, but he can't tell from there whether he's in the line of sight of the goalkeeper. So it's a difficult one for the linesman to give. He puts his flag up. I'd expect there may be consultation to take place and then realise that he wasn't interfering. But yeah, thankfully it hasn't cost us today. I don't want to talk too heavily about goal officials' decisions, because I felt that we've come off on the wrong end of them quite a lot recently. But today, thankfully, we were grateful that it didn't cost us the points that we deserved.
You must have been absolutely delighted with the second goal, because effectively that's the 3rd time we've scored that goal this season. Forest Green Rovers away and Morecambe at home. Some different players involved in the construction of the goal today, but Altrincham been there for all 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way that we sort of the patterns that we work on, the players work so hard in training. We're relentless with the patterns that we create, how we try and push to play in a certain way, and where we're trying to move teams around, where we're trying to exploit certain areas, and the patterns are starting to come out in game. Not as frequent as I'd like to see, but I think at times maybe the run that we've been on and the area of the league that we are in, and the 12 months that we've had, means that sometimes our confidence, we play in fits and starts. I think we show good elements of ourselves for 5-10 minutes, and then if we don't score in that moment, we probably come off it a little bit. But the goal is exactly what we'd be looking for from the training pitch, and good reward for the players. But we're trying to hope that the 2 wins that we've had now on the trot can try and push the momentum forward for the players and play with more confidence, so we play more like how we would want to play throughout the week that we then see on a Saturday.
Braintree will feel that towards the end of the game they've done enough to get an equaliser, and they very nearly did do, but for one of the finest clearances you're ever going to see. What an acrobatic effort from Tyler Golden. Yeah,
absolutely. I think we've had a couple in recent games, similar areas of the pitch. I can remember Jake Cooper blocking one on the line in a game a couple of weeks ago. Tyler Golden, I was right behind it from our angle. It looked in for all the world, really, when I think it was Babic that took the shot for them come inside, and unbelievable that Tyler was able to clear that off the line for us. When you ask for players to defend with bodies on the line, and you ask for players to give absolutely everything, which is what we're asking for them to do as a group, probably very few epitomise it like Tyler does. He'll play in any position you ask him to. He'll play at a very good standard in any position you ask him to, and he doesn't give up and has a real strong desire to win a game of football. So it was apt when I saw him appear on the line and head it over, because where he came from to do that, I didn't see that coming. So fantastic from him. Other good blocks and good moments from other players defensively, and that's what you have to do to win games of football at this level, because we know we've created enough chances to probably score 4 or 5. When we don't finish those chances, we know that we're always going to concede 3 or 4 chances in the way that we play, and we have to defend those opportunities well. So credit to Tyler and the rest of the players, the way they defended those final sort of 10 minutes of the game. There was a few scrambles, but there wasn't any out-and-out real chances, I didn't feel.
At 2-0, Steve Pitts rolled the dice and brought 3 subs on, and Akinde, Babic and Kamara all made a decent contribution, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, look, credit to Steve. Obviously, they're going for... I've got a lot of time for Braintree Football Club. I think they're a really good club that kind of battles against the odds to sort of finish, and retain their National League status. They rolled the dice, as you said. Akinde's been a very good player for a long period of time. He's probably one of the most effective players at what he does in the league. He's very hard to move off the ball. If he pins you, he creates a lot of chaos in and around him. And we knew we'd have to deal with that if he came on off the bench. We probably didn't deal with it well enough in the first 5-10 minutes. Goal comes in and around that point, but we saw it off a little bit better in the last sort of 10 minutes of the game. What we've got to do, though, is understand that direct play is something that you have to deal with. They played in a certain way for the first 60 minutes. Akinde comes on, they go more back to front. And it's probably something we'll have to be aware of on Tuesday night against Tamworth. There's a lot of balls that will come into the box, both from set pieces and from general play into Lynch. So it's something we have to be aware of for Tuesday as well.
We were without Charlie Olsen and Jake Cooper today through injury. Can you give us an update as to where we are with those two?
Yeah, obviously, really excited to get to work with Charlie. When he came into the football club, he kind of had a little niggle in and around his knee for a couple of a week or so leading up to coming in. So we were really gentle with him going into his training. He's trained really, really well this week, and we were hoping that he'd be in contention to be involved on Tuesday and start maybe. And then a really innocuous moment in training on Friday where he's gone to clear the ball and he's felt his hamstring go. So we're really disappointed for Charlie and really worried about that, because obviously he had a hamstring injury in his previous spell with us last season. So we're going to get it scanned and we're going to see what the extent of that is. Also, we've got Jake Cooper, just felt a little bit of stiffness and tiredness. So hopefully we're in a situation where we'll have Jake available for Tuesday night, and we'll see how he comes through the weekend and Monday.
And of course, inevitably, this happens on the day that Lewis Baines goes out on loan to Solihull Moor. So all of a sudden, we're threatened in that central defensive position. Yeah,
we are, and I think you honestly couldn't make it up, because going into the whole of the week, we were working on lots of different shape. We've got Sam Barnes back available on the bench, Charlie Olsen, new signing, getting back up to speed, Jake Cooper. So we had 3 central defenders, as well as Bainsey, who were not going to start this weekend. Bainsey, for an opportunity, wants to go and play lots of games, so he's gone to Solihull to do that, and we wish him well because of an excellent servant he's been to the football club. We felt we needed to allow him to do that, to play the amount of games that he feels he needs to play, and on that basis we feel we got enough cover. And then an hour later on the training pitch, you lose 2 of your centre-backs. So that's just a real quirk of fate that we couldn't really legislate for. But, we're hopeful of Coops won't be as long as we thought. And hopefully Sam Barnes can get more training under his belt, and they'll both be available for us. So we still have some good options. And Joel Bailey, I must say, has been absolutely excellent in training recently, and I think he's a really good talent as a young centre-back that we've got coming through the ranks. So we probably feel we've got enough cover, but it's difficult to throw Joel in at the moment, given the enormous sort of importance of every game that we're playing in at the moment while we're where we are in the league.
Tuesday night, completely different challenge. Tamworth, everybody's favourite place to go to. On a Tuesday night, it's going to be rocking there. There's going to be plenty of barracking. But with the plastic pitch and the way that they play and the Tom Tonks long throw, it's going to be an interesting occasion. Yeah,
absolutely. You really have to respect the job that Andy's done at Tamworth. Part-time team. Play to their strengths, utilise their home environment with the plastic pitch, as you say, play to the strengths that they're good at, and they're really, really strong on that. So they make it a hostile environment. We come and stuck there last season with Wheelstone. I got plenty of stick from the fans behind the dugout, and on the pitch they were too strong for us on the day. So we're really aware of what we're going to need to be at, and how we're going to need to focus that on Monday with a quick turnaround. And it's about a mindset challenge more than anything, because our pitch again today, I must say, big shout out to Harry and the ground staff, because for the amount of weather the rain we've had in the last 2 weeks, for him to get the pitch in such a good condition today. But our players won't be able to move the ball around on the 3G pitch quite the same as they do here. So it's a mindset of the group, knowing that what is the challenge going to ask us on Tuesday night, and ensure that we're ready for that, both physically and mentally, because without putting those 2 things together, we won't get the positive result that we want to continue the 2 wins we've had so far.